all the bigwigs of Pakistani politics, the Sharifs, the Zardaris, the who's who of Pakistani politics has descended on Dubai. Politics is not decided anymore in Islamabad, Lahore or Karachi. Politics in Pakistan is today decided in Dubai, in London or in Washington. Imran Khan is basically he's left isolated. He doesn't have a party machinery anymore. He doesn't have party cadres. As long as Asif Munir is the army chief, I don't think there is any way he is going to give Imran Khan a look into power anymore. What we thought of doing this week was to do some crystal ball gazing on how the political landscape in Pakistan is likely to evolve over the next couple of months. There is some degree of clarity which is coming in on how the politics is likely to proceed from here on. Now, a lot of people will think that why is somebody sitting in Delhi and talking about what is likely to happen in Pakistan. But I suppose given how Pakistani politics operates, where as we are speaking, all the bigwigs of Pakistani politics, the Sharifs, the Zardaris, the who's who of Pakistani politics has descended on Dubai to discuss what the future framework is going to be, how the political pie is going to be cut, who gets what share, what understandings have to be struck. Now, this is one of those unique features of Pakistani politics, that politics is not decided anymore in Islamabad, Lahore or Karachi. Politics in Pakistan is today decided in Dubai, in London or in Washington, either by foreign powers or by Pakistani politicians who feel safer outside Pakistan than they feel inside Pakistan, and perhaps also because they feel that they can speak in a freer environment outside Pakistan than they can in Pakistan, where somebody or the other is always eavesdropping on them. This doesn't speak very highly of Pakistan being a quote-unquote independent country, but it is what it is. So there is a lot of confabulations which have been going on in Dubai. Pakistani media is full of reports, a lot of them speculative, of what might be underway. So I guess we are as much entitled to speak about what is likely to unfold as many of them are, and perhaps we are far more independent and free to speak about what is likely to happen. I think what is becoming quite clear is that elections are likely to happen perhaps around November. Technically, if the assembly completes its term, then elections would be scheduled around October. But if it is dissolved a couple of days before its scheduled term, then elections are going to be held within 3 months, which means that the election date gets pushed to November. Again, we are talking about Pakistan. So there is no sanctity, or nothing is sacrosanct as far as the constitutionally mandated dates are concerned. We've already seen that with the postponement or the refusal to hold elections in Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is concerned. So it is possible that November could be pushed to a couple of weeks later, maybe even much later. But as of now, speaking as we are today, it does seem that elections will be held sometime in November, and you will have a new government in Pakistan, quote unquote elected government, which is probably going to be selected in a manner of speaking in office by December. Now, why I say it is likely to be selected is because the electoral field is likely to be tilted or to be carved out in a way that the most popular and the biggest political party is not going to be in the fray, and I'm talking about Imran Khan. I think it is very clear after a couple of meetings of the military top brass and the latest press conference of the military spokesperson that Imran Khan's days are numbered. His party has been decimated. It has been broken up completely. All the top leaders who stay loyal to Imran Khan are in jail. So much for Pakistani judiciary, independence of judiciary, Pakistan's legal system. The moment somebody gets bail, he is released and immediately picked up. Some former ministers have been picked up 6-7 times after having received bail. So the guys who are loyal to him are in jail. The guys who have jumped ship, the rats of Pakistani politics, they have formed and carved out a new party. A couple of more new parties or groupings are in the offing, and I'll come to that in a bit. So basically, Imran Khan is basically left. He is left isolated. He doesn't have a party machinery anymore. He doesn't have party cadres. He might have public support, but public support and public popularity really doesn't count for very much in a country like Pakistan, where the army calls the shots. The army is the state. In fact, I say that the army is the state. Very often people use it as a cliche, but if you listen to the Pakistani media, the so-called quote-unquote independent free media of Pakistan, most of whom live on the sufferance of the Pakistan army, they don't even have the guts to call out the Pakistan army. What they often refer to as the Pakistan army, they say the riyasat, the state. So they equate the Pakistan army with the state. So this is where Imran Khan lies. He is not going to be allowed to contest elections. There is a lot of speculation that he'll be tried in a military court, put in jail, perhaps for as much as 10 years, which Imran Khan himself fears. He's already over 70, so by the time he comes out, he'll be close to 80. In any case, as long as Asim Munir is the army chief, I don't think there is any way he is going to give Imran Khan a look into power anymore. What that means is that you are back, in a sense, to Purana Pakistan, where there were these two big parties, Pakistan People's Party and Muslim League of Nawaz Sharif, which will be the two poles. And then there are a smattering of other parties. Now, one new party has emerged, which is called the Istikam Pakistan Party. This party is led by a former lieutenant, literally his financier and his troubleshooter, Jahangir Tareen. So he has managed to collect all the electables, the local worthies, locally influential politicians, in this party, new party called the IPP. This many people believe is likely to be closer to the military establishment. In a manner of speaking, this is like the BAP party. Again, no pun on the word BAP. It is Balochistan Awami Party, which is in Balochistan, a regional party of local worthies carved out by the army. So IPP is seen as the army's party, in a manner of speaking, but more in a kind of a balancing role, giving the military the leverages over Pakistani politics. Currently, IPP is centered around Punjab, but there are very strong reports that a former chief minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, former defense minister Parvez Khattak, who also seems to have fallen out with Imran Khan, could be forming a separate group in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So you might have a kind of a IPP version also emerging in KP. So this is the new political force which has come in, not the way Imran Khan was brought in, but something which allows the Pakistan army to hold the balance of power, so that whoever is allowed or selected to win the next election there is something to control him by. He does not have a simple majority, and the army, in a sense, remains very much center stage of politics. There is a lot of talk that Nawaz Sharif might be coming back as Prime Minister for the 4th time. He's already got a record of being the 3rd time Prime Minister for 3 times, and now there is a very good chance he gets a look in for a 4th term. We don't know whether his 4th term will end like his previous 3 terms, all of which ended with him either being thrown out of office or going to jail in a coup. But he now has a 4th term. At least it's being speculated that he might be in with a chance. One of the problems before him was his disqualification, which has now been, in a sense, scrapped by a new law that has been passed by Parliament. He still has some convictions, but I think that's much more easier to sort out. And the grapevine again is that the army leadership seems to be reconciled to having Nawaz Sharif, the strong man of Muslim League Nawaz, in charge. But there are other people who say that maybe it's not going to be Nawaz Sharif, maybe it will be Maryam Sharif. Now, I have my serious doubts on Maryam Sharif, even though it is being said that Nawaz Sharif wants Maryam to come as the Prime Minister. Now, Maryam certainly has a lot of charisma. She has proved herself to be very brave. She's proved herself to be very feisty. But I think there are serious problems as far as Maryam is concerned. One problem is, of course, her impetuosity. She doesn't have the kind of administrative experience, and to have her father or somebody else, kind of controlling her or guiding her from the background, doing some backseat driving, I don't see how that's going to be very effective in the kind of crises that Pakistan faces. But that is just one part of it. The second part of it is her acceptability to the Pakistan army, her acceptability even within the Muslim League ranks, because there are some very senior Muslim League leaders who have expressed certain reservations on accepting Maryam as their leader. And then, of course, there is the family angle. Will Shehbaz Sharif agree to step down in favor of Maryam? It is one thing for him to step down and allow Nawaz Sharif to come into power, but quite another for him to accept Maryam as his leader. As far as Shehbaz Sharif is concerned, I don't entirely rule out the possibility of his becoming Prime Minister again, but what is being said is that he might go back to Punjab as the Chief Minister in Punjab. Punjab, which is the stronghold of Muslim League Nawaz, its real power base, needs to be recovered from whatever inroads Imran Khan and others have made. So it's about time that Shehbaz Sharif goes back to Punjab. But even if there are elections in Punjab, I don't think there will be a situation in which the Muslim League Nawaz will get a simple majority in Punjab. They will not be allowed that. They will have to form a coalition, probably with both People's Party, which has made some inroads in South Punjab, but also with the IPP, which is likely to put up, or is at least expected to put up, a fairly strong showing in Punjab. So both these parties will, in a sense, hold the balance of power in Punjab. It will be a coalition government, easier to control. In KP, it is being said that there will be again a coalition. It's not very clear who will lead the coalition. Will it be the Jamiyat Ulema Islam of Fazlur Rahman? Will it in a coalition with Muslim League Nawaz and a couple of other smaller parties, including Parvez Khattak's party? Or will it be somebody like Parvez Khattak, who will get about 25-30 odd seats and then be in pole position to call the shots in KP, maybe even as Chief Minister, but as at the head of a coalition? But that is what it seems to be happening in KP. In Balochistan, again, it will be a kind of a khichdi government. Balochistan really doesn't add up to much as far as Pakistani politics is concerned. But there is a possibility that People's Party might actually start leading that government. They have made some inroads over the last few months in Balochistan. At least they made a strong pitch for Balochistan. And in Sindh, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. It will be a People's Party government. This will be the 4th term in continuation for the People's Party. but there is a lot of speculation that the MQM might make a somewhat stronger showing from last time in Karachi and perhaps even in Hyderabad. And then in the center, you will have a kind of a mirror image of the government which we are currently seeing in Islamabad, which means that a government which is probably led by Nawaz Sharif as Prime Minister, but has virtually every single political party as part of a national coalition. The favorite term in Pakistan whenever they want to do something very strange is that they justify it in the name of supreme national interest. So in supreme national interest, you will have this government which virtually is a kind of a national government, has all the political parties representation, and then whatever tough decisions have to be taken will be taken by all these parties as part of a collective responsibility, which means that not a single political party will have to take the entire flak for whatever decisions are taken. But you will have to have an opposition in Pakistan. So I think there will be a kind of a loyalist opposition which is likely to come into play out there. It could be some disgruntled leader from Imran Khan's party. It could be somebody else. It could just as well be maybe one of the big parties like People's Party saying that we will occupy the opposition space for now. If they feel that what they get in the center is not really something that they really are hankering for. In the normal course of events, the current president's term ends in September. But by the time his term ends, the electoral college will not be complete because probably the National Assembly would have been dissolved. There will be the Senate and all the other assemblies would have been dissolved. So there is no electoral college. There is some constitutional confusion. Actually, the constitution is very clear, but given that it's Pakistan, there is always constitutional confusion. A lot of it created by the courts. The constitution says that until and unless there is an electoral college, the incumbent will stay on in office. But there is some speculation that the current president Arif Alvi of Imran Khan's party, one of his loyalists, will be asked to quit. The current chairman of the Senate will step in as an acting president until the election to the presidency is held. Now, the current chairman is of course a lackey of the Pakistan Army, and he is somebody, a man for all seasons, somebody who will get along. You can fit him wherever you want to fit him. But ultimately, they will have to elect a new president, and the grapevine again is, we don't know whether that will happen, that maybe Asif Zardari comes back as president once again in Pakistan. He is also pretending to be this great statesman as far as Pakistan is concerned. We know his statesmanship. We know his diplomatic skills, buying chateaux in France and villas in the UK, and of course very, very expensive apartments in New York, and fabulous villas in Dubai and other places. That's his. He's an accomplished property agent, if one might call him that, and his commission powers to take commission are at least quite legendary in Pakistan. But he is also a fairly shrewd politician, so he is probably angling for becoming the president once again. Of course, some people even speculate that he might even be ambitious enough to want to become prime minister, but I don't think the PML-N is likely to concede the office of prime minister to anybody. Of course, a lot of what I have said today could go wrong, in the sense that maybe the numbers which are thrown up by the election could be of a nature where you might have somebody else who makes the pitch for the prime minister's job, maybe from the IPP. They are already talking about Jahangir Tareen as their candidate for prime minister, because his disqualification also goes out of the window along with Nawaz Sharif's disqualification. So he doesn't even have any cases pending against him. He's very close to the army. He's a very big businessman. He's shown a lot of skill in managing business and economic affairs. So he might be a guy who could get a look into the Prime Minister's office. But that would then mean that alienating the second biggest party in Punjab, which is Muslim League Nawaz. Would the Pakistan army want that after all the opprobrium that they have earned from their core constituency of the Punjabi elite, which was backing Imran Khan? I'm not entirely sure of that. I think if they want some degree of stability to come in, they will want to continue with the Muslim League Nawaz as the single largest party, but not entirely in command. Now, does this mean that Pakistan regains political stability? I think in the short term, yes, but I don't think in the long term this is going to be possible. Even in the medium term, it looks to be extremely difficult. Ultimately, what the glue that is keeping all these parties together is their fear and their dislike and their hatred for Imran Khan. Once Imran Khan is removed from the scene, some of that glue is going to get unstuck. And that is when problems will start coming in, because a lot of these parties actually compete with each other for the same political space. So they will want to maximize their political space at the expense of the others. So this arrangement, we'll have to wait and see how long it can be carried on. And then as far as political stability is concerned, there is another serious problem, that some very difficult decisions will have to be taken. I don't think everybody would want their name to be on those decisions. They would rather that somebody else takes the fall for those decisions rather than they participate in taking those decisions and earning the ire of the people because of those decisions. So I think political stability is something which is going to remain elusive as far as Pakistan is concerned. Also because the Pakistan army will continue to breathe down the neck of whoever is forming the government, whoever is running the government, and that has its own, that injects its own brand of instability in Pakistani politics, and nothing has changed out there. That is where we are at. Maybe if the situation changes, we might do another podcast on this particular issue. But until then, I think this seems to be the most plausible scenario going forward.